I'm about to share with you the missing element that I believe that's probably holding you back if you feel held back in the journey to live the life of your dreams. I bet if you're watching this, you are trying to change your life. You're into manifestation, you're into things like setting intention, you're into energy work, whatever brought you here. For the last year and a half or so, I have been on a journey to change my life. And I have spent literally hundreds and hundreds of hours reading and watching videos and understanding how all of these things work. If you're doing what I did for so long, you're not wasting time. You're building a foundation. You're understanding all this. But for so long, I built this race car of my life, and I did all the things you're supposed to do to manifest the life you want and to build the life of your dreams. And I had all these new things in place that I got super excited about, and I built this race car of life that was going to get me around the track in a faster, better, newer way. And then I got out on the track and I realized I ran out of fuel really quickly. And what happened for me is I began to understand I was missing a big element. I forgot to put the fuel in the race car that would get me around the track, the most internal part. I'm Jim Yaw, and I was a pastor for 30 years. I left all that behind. I'm no longer religious, but I am deeply spiritual, and I want to help you find out how you can live the life of your dreams and start to live it today. If you are looking to do that, I want to invite you to subscribe below, like this video, leave me a comment so I can get to know you a little bit better and you can get to know me a little bit better. So what is the fuel in the race car of our life that's going to get us around the track when it comes to manifesting our dreams? Well, let me tell you a little bit about my story. Over the last year, year and a half, I have been rewiring my brain through reading tons of books. People like Joe Dispenza and Wayne Dyer and David Hawkins and just the Hicks and just so very, very many others. Watching tons of content here on YouTube and beyond on how we rewire our subconscious and we change our life. And I've done a lot of that. And don't get me wrong, it's helped me, it's changed me. But just recently, I've begun to understand that what really fuels the change in our life is the inner work that we do. Now, I was trying to rewire my subconscious in the way I think and look at life, and I thought, well, that's inner work. But the real inner work is when we get down to the things that are holding us back from manifesting the life that we want. It's one thing to set your intention, and that's kind of where it starts. It all starts with you. You need to know where you're going if you're going to get there, right? You need to set the intention on the life that you want and put it out in front of you and say, this is the life I want to live. You need to decide on that and figure out what that is. And that way you put it out into the universe and say, I am. You begin to look at it in the present tense. I am this thing. And I did a lot of that. And a lot of that is a big part of it, but that is not the only part of it. To get there, you have to turn inwardly and begin to look at the things in your life that are holding you back right now from that life. That's the real fuel in the race car that's going to get you around the track. What is it that's holding you back now from that life? Let me tell you kind of how I've been figuring this out for me. Many times at night, our girls are grown, they're out of the house, it's just me and my wife and Noki, the cat here that's walking around the room. And a lot of times it's just more economical for us to eat out, get takeout, than it is to eat at home. So we do a lot of takeout. And a lot of nights I'll come in from work and I'll grab takeout. And on my way in, I will have the takeout in one hand and I'll have my coffee carafe in the other hand. And I'll have something that I had from work mixed in under my arm. I'll have drinks a lot of times from whatever restaurant we choose to get something to eat at. And I'll have all these things in my arms. And sometimes I stop and pull the mail out as I'm coming into the house. And I have so many things in my hands that I can't open the door that comes in from our garage into our house. Now I can push the button in the car before I get out and I can get in the garage, but once I get all this stuff in my hands, I can't get into the house. And we have this little table there, and sometimes I have to lay the drinks down or my coffee carafe or something down or multiple things down before I can reach down and open the door and come in the house with the food. Before I can get through the door, I have to lay some things down. And the reason I'm telling you this is because this is exactly how manifesting the life of your dreams works. Before you can get to where you're wanting to go, You need to get focused on the things that are keeping you from getting there. A lot of times we're holding on to a lot of stuff that's keeping us from the life of our dreams. Things like limiting beliefs, things like fear. For me, I know a lot of it is tied to fear. Fears about who I am and what I am. More than that, fears about who I'm not and what I'm not. We have all these limiting beliefs and these fears, and maybe a lack of forgiveness, bitterness, whatever it is, all these things that we hold on to in life. And sometimes we don't even realize we're holding on to them. As I've started this inner work journey, and that's why I'm thankful for the last year and a half of rewiring my brain. A lot of it's led me to right where I'm at, to begin to discover some of these fears, some of these limiting beliefs, some of this lack of forgiveness, some of these things that are deep inside that I never even knew that I had. I've become aware of them. So I'm thankful for the journey that's led me to here. But what I'm starting to see is manifestation is less about techniques. It's less about setting your intention on what you want and saying mantras to get there. If y'all watch me on here, you know I've got a lot of little mantras and things that I love because they help program my subconscious in the right way, but it's less about that. And it's really more about the things that are blocking the path to that. Because once we start to let that go, I believe God, I believe our source, then frees the path of our energy, frees the path of our life, and gets to work on the real us. Have you ever heard the saying that this person climbed the ladder of success and when they got to the top, they realized it was leaning against the wrong building? Let me ask you a weird question. If all of your dreams came true tomorrow, whatever they are, whatever it is you want to manifest, whatever it is you intend for your life, if they all came true magically, mystically tomorrow, you learn to live that life a little while, do you think that life might become normal after a while? I know we like to think it wouldn't. It's the life of our dreams. It could never be normal. If it gets normal, we'd love it to be normal. And don't get me wrong, there is a joy and a happiness to be had in life. But a lot of times we tie what we really want out of life to things. And by things, I mean like houses and cars and, dream destinations to go on vacation, to live, freedom of our time. All those things are great and they're important. And some of those things are part of my dreams, but the truth is, you will always be you wherever you go. If you're not happy in the now, you're not going to be happy in the next. The next will just become your new normal. Can you manifest it? Of course you can. You can get anything you set your intention on, but what if you get there and you've not let go of the things that are in here? You've got all these things you're holding on to, all this baggage, and that's going to still go into the next realm with you, into the next life with you. When you have that dream life that you finally attain, you carry all these things. And if you still have fears, if you still have insecurities, if you still have limiting beliefs, you still have all these things, they're still going to hold you back. And the great news is, as you learn to let go of these things and you turn them over and you learn to let go and let God take care of the how and how to get you to your destination, you just let go and say, I want to be free. I want to let go of the stuff that's held me back. I no longer want to not believe in myself, think I'm unworthy, fear that I'm not smart enough or good enough to do whatever it is you want to do, or you're not thin or beautiful enough to be what you want to be, and to be the real you that's in there. When you learn to let go of all that stuff, you free up the channel between you and God, and you take all of the obstacles and roadblocks out of the way. You're putting fuel into the race car now. You've got this life you've built, you've intended, you've desired, and it's built. The engine is there, the car is there, and you're going around the track, but now you've got fuel in it. Now you've got the energy to get it around the track and live those dreams out and live them to the full, because the new you you've built is going into the future with you. And that changes it all, my friend. I want to ask you today, tell me in the comments, what is something today that you would like to lay down? Now that's getting real personal, and maybe you don't want to share something that personal. Maybe you'd rather share something you want to pick up, something you want to take up in your life, take on. What is the dream destination in your life for you? I'd like to hear about it. I like to make videos based around what you want to know about and what I can help you with. Share that with me. But today I want to challenge you to do this. Look deep within. What are some of the things that you're holding on to in your arms and your hands that are too much for you? That if you could let those go, they would free you up. I promise you, if you start working with your inner source, with God, to let those things go, you're going to get freed up and you're going to start manifesting your dreams much more rapidly. Since I've learned this practice, things are flowing into my life more rapidly than they ever have. Things are changing, but more importantly, my mindset is changing. My heart is changing. My belief in myself is changing, and that changes the game. It's changing for me, and it can change it for you.